Please hear me, young people. Your mother may be in the village, she never went to school. But do you know when she was small, her prophetess mother blessed her and said, whoever you open your mouth, even if it's in Yoruba, and bless, your life will change. Please hear me, hear me. Can I give you one more story and then we'll pray? Didn't finish the Reinhard Bonnke story, but let me just switch and talk to you about one that relates with you. You've heard it in my teachings. We were on our way to preach, sir, in Ekiti. It would be my first time there, and so we had to fly to Ilorin, the airport, and then we would go by road. And so when we went, they received us and we were on our way going. And then I started watching the obituaries, and I would see 120 something years, 130 something years. I said, these people are joking. Call all this Guinness Book of Records to come to Nigeria. They say the oldest person is 114. Come to Nigeria where the mystery of longevity dwells. One something. And then I passed and I saw 132 years just died in Nigeria, within your region. I noted it. I went to preach. When I was done preaching and we returned, I was passing, God is my witness, and then I saw 145 years. And then I went back to the 132. It was like a senior apostle who just died. And then I told the driver, stop. There is a grace for long life here. Instead of taking the risk and a plane will crash me tomorrow. Now, I'm not being sarcastic. Every possibility is secured through understanding. Graces are transferable. Many of the graces you ask for left heaven sins. You don't just know how to bring your portion to you. I would have said, I'm a man of God. I've spoken long life over people. I'm too young to take that risk. I plan to live here for a long time. There is work to do for the kingdom. Please listen. And I don't speak Yoruba. And the man there now, he doesn't seem to speak English, but it looked like a Christian community, small community. I said, no, there has to be a way out, oh Lord. I stopped, I parked this car to receive something solid. Eventually, we found someone who could speak limited English. And I said, okay, we're men of God. We came to receive the grace for long life. Who is the oldest man in this place? He must pray for us before we leave. And then eventually they interpreted it and they told us to go and meet one old man. And we entered the room. I was talking, then he will interpret. Watch what happened, please. I would speak and then he will interpret in Yoruba. And we said, we are here to receive the grace for long life. I thought the man would say, no, we don't have that grace. He laughed. He said, kneel down. I cannot know this on my own unless you take over. I'll never know this by myself unless you take over. Listen, that man said, he didn't ask, are you a man of God? Are you the one they call Apostle Joshua Selman? That's nonsense. When it has to do with reception, you remove your crown, throw it far from you. It's not only worship that demands removing your crown, receiving also. He said, kneel down. I knelt down quietly. And the man started praying in Yoruba. Quite honestly, I was not interested in what he was saying. All I know was that it's a law. Honor is a law. There is no gate it will not open. I come from the north. There are killings there. I said I must transport this grace for long life. The moment he was praying, I felt like a crown just being put on my head. And when we were done praying, then I appreciated him, packaged a seed and gave him. And then I went out, we were to enter the car. Then I saw some women standing there. And then I said, let me go and thank them. They were the first people we contacted. And I went there and I said, you know, Mama, they were interpreting just to say thank you. And they said, you see this man who is 132 years, this is his wife. She was like 120 something, standing, no stick. I said, let's go back. Let's go back. No, we have to go back. Behind every glory there is a story. Let's go back. Two have become one. If the man has died, he's still alive. I thought that she was the wife of his old age, like Keturah, but this is the one and only wife. The man died 132, and then when they told her, she laughed. She tapped me, said, follow me. Then she opened a room, and I started seeing the pictures from those times where the deep camera inside, whatever, if you touch it, it will stain and remain there forever. I started seeing the pictures together. The wife of his youth. What did they know? That the arrows that fly by day, that the noisome pestilence, what did they know? What did God do for them? So you can go to God in prayer and say, God, give me long life, and he said, I've given it. He's not lying. It is within your territory. Use honor like a magnet and draw it to you. Every possibility you pray for is already in Lagos here. It is the discernment. The discernment. Those people live as if they are not in Nigeria. From my father's side, the only person alive is my father. Is that not a risk to not tap into this kind of grace? And then I told her, I said, ma, we honor you for who we represent. Please forget the fact that we are men of God. I want you to give me the blessing of a mother and the blessing that was upon this man. And the woman said, kneel down, and she removed her shoes. I don't know about you, but when a woman takes off her shoes to stand on bare ground, you better start rejoicing. She took off her shoes, and for 15 minutes, she even started with a song. First, before she started blessing me. When she finished, ask my people, wherever we are traveling to, whether the plane is going round and round, I'm sleeping. No. Many scriptures, it's true that he keeps them in perfect peace, but that the same grace, listen, you know possibilities by the results they produce. If they are not captured in your life, the grace is not yet there. We are going to pray. We are going to do a re-impartation of graces, because someone has been the answer to your prayer for a long time. Everything you are saying God should give you, God gave the person sins. And regardless what is happening in Nigeria, that person's, whether finance or whatever, doesn't go down. There is a grace that is tappable through honor. This is what took Esther. She honored Mordecai, honored her way to the palace. Please hear me. In this conference, the Lord is speaking to us by the Spirit. Honor is a weapon. It is not always the sword that wins. Sometimes you need to drop the sword and use the weapon. Women, God is speaking to you. It is not always the sword. Deborah was a warrior, but she never sat on the throne. Ask Esther how to win a seat on the throne. Ask Esther how to replace Vashti. When you do what Vashti did, you will follow her ways. Vashti said, no, I'm too proud to honor you. She forgot that she was queen only because a king married her. It's why we stand here and we acknowledge him. Regardless of what people say, I will never make the mistake of Vashti, because every man is a woman in the spirit. And if you ignore your husband and carve out a niche for yourself, then you are out of that palace.